be digging in the crates, bro, because I don't think...
don't play nothing too old.
But, you know, I just want to give the people a little bit of background about yourself, you know, let them know that you're not just one-dimensional.
Absolutely, man, absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna kick it off with one of your classics. This is one of the tunes that I think was one of the first tunes I heard from Mr. Richie Righteous, which introduced me to Mr. Richie Righteous. So I'm gonna keep it going for all the ragheads out there.
Oh Lord, what is he gonna play? Oh, okay, I'm cool with that.
You cool with this, bro?
I'm cool with that.
Okay, we didn't go back too far. For all those connoisseurs of reggae gospel, you know, it's the sounds of Prosper from the Richie Righteous rhythms. And then we're going to chop it up with my man himself, talk about the whole reggae thing, his albums and his projects. So keep it locked, it's DJ Jamo, it's Street Hymns.
Yeah, man. You know who's that, right? You heard this before?
Yeah. This is the first time I heard you as well.
Hey. Hey.
Beat done by some Rasta.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Pt1.
Everything, man. Yes, sir. That was me featuring my man Yankee V. That's some history right there. Yes, sir.
I hear you, bro. Absolute classic track, and I know Manzua and the gospel reggae scene are still pushing that track, you know what I mean? Man. So I think that was one of the first tracks I actually heard from you, do you know what I mean? And it introduced me to you. And I think for myself, it introduced me to you as a reggae artist. Talk to me a little bit about that side of things.
I was born in my original, where I'm from is I was born in Guyana. So the Caribbean is close to my heart, you know. Love reggae, love soca. Funny thing is, as I travel the Caribbean, I'm getting more into the soca end of it too now. So, but the Caribbean is close to my heart. You know, been to a couple of the islands: Bahamas, St. Kitts, Antigua, Trinidad, Tobago. I ain't touched down in Jamaica yet. I waiting for go over there. But you know what I'm saying? Toured the Caribbean and. Started out doing gospel reggae. I hooked up with Mark Moore, who is the CEO of Lion of Zion, and you know, a couple of things happened with the group that I was part of, man, and we kind of broke up, split up, and that's when I started hanging out with Yankee B a lot. Me and Yankee, we just got into the studio, did a couple of songs together, and then from there just branched off, and you know, just did what was in my heart, man, and just switched over to the hip hop end, man, and it's been all gravy since.
That's good stuff, bro. Yeah. That is good stuff. And I know, I mean, you're on it hard with the reggae because even there's a sound over here in England which I had the pleasure of kind of selecting for Good News Movement, and I was doing some selecting for him, and he pulled out a dub, and it was you, bro. Do you know what I mean? Wow. So I know you're cutting dubs and taking it real serious for the gospel reggae scene, bro.
Yes, sir. We, you know, I mean, you know, I want to do at least one gospel reggae album, you know, and but it's probably gonna shock a lot of people because I'm going back to some old one drop. You know what I'm saying?
It's needed, bro.
Yeah, man. The way the dancehall is now is like, you know, it ain't nothing. It's gone where it is. But I miss them old one drops so you could just vibes out too, man. So, yes, sir.
Good stuff, bro.
Yeah,
good
man.
Stuff. No. I think we should play one more from the Righteous Rhythms.
Okay, well, what you have? Same rhythm? What you have? What?
Well, I was gonna go for the Praise God rhythm. That's what I've named it.
Okay, yeah. He got his own name for the joints. This is a hot joint here too, man. Yeah, man.
I hear you, bro. Well, bro, I think I was one of the first to get that copy because it came with censorship and it had your number on it, and it was
wow. Well, a lot of people try to get this, man, but this is stuff this is vintage stuff right here, man. This is some good music.
This is it, bro. I mean, for me, it was digging in the crates, and it was a pleasure just to go back and dig through my CDs and, you know, just dig back. So we're just gonna keep it moving. We got my man Richie Righteous up in the building.
Jup. Y'all gotta come out tomorrow night. Hey. Yo, man, it's gonna be off the chains these next 3 shows. I'm telling you, this is what you wanna do. You wanna get in your car and drive to the Nottingham show. Then the next night, you know what listen, I give everybody out there who's listening permission to take the next 3 days off. Don't worry about it. Just take the day off. And you drive to the Nottingham show. Then you follow straight over to the Birmingham show. Then you join us up in London when we finish up strong. And I'm telling you, you're going to have a great time. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I know your boss and all that, and you worry about it. Don't worry. Tell them Richie Righteous said you could take the day off. Don't worry about it. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it.
You heard the man. You heard the man. You heard the man.
You know, and if you do lose your job, just say, yo, man, I'm living by faith anyway.
Trust me, it's gonna be a hot show. We're gonna chop it up about the show because I'm sure my man has got maybe 1 or 2 tickets in his spare. I know he's got 1 or 2 tickets. Yeah.
You know what we can do? Here's what we can do. Because I believe some of this is sold out, right? The Birmingham show. So what we can do is we can give away some free CDs.
Some free CDs.
Yeah, I give away a brand new album, the Rich album. I give away a free CD.
Okay, so you heard it. We're going to be giving away CDs. So just keep it locked. We're going to chop it up and keep it going. But until then, I just want to talk to you, brother, about your first project.
Yeah.
You know, because we've touched on the reggae side of yourself and your passion for that. But let's talk about your first project, Censorship, because it was something you produced.
Yeah.
You writ.
Yep.
And you put out yourself,
yes,
my
sir.
friend.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that process.
Oh man, I mean, being independent is what it is, man. And to all the artists out there who are independent, you know what I'm saying? They know what it is already. But the beautiful thing about the way the industry is now is wide open to anybody who is doing it on their own. But at the time when I did that, you know, it was I had no idea what God was gonna do. I didn't know how it was gonna work. But I'm a strong believer in that God can't bless the book you never wrote, or He can't bless the CD you never made. And so by faith, man. Well, let me tell you the whole story, cause this what happened, man. My dad passed away in '97. And when he passed away, he was my pastor, he was my friend. And when my dad passed, I had all these doubts about who God was, and I had doubts even if God existed. And I'm doing gospel rap or doing gospel music, but in my life, I've begun to slowly lack integrity. And there is, I'm telling you, you can do music and you can have a ministry but still lack integrity. And that was me, man. And I went on, I got my wife, who wasn't my wife at the time, pregnant. And, you know, fell off the whole music scene for a little bit. I wanted to abort the baby. And God stepped into my life. And I remember I was just listening to this song by Fred Hammond, "Every step of a righteous man is ordered by God." And God began to deal with me. He says, "You call yourself Richie Righteous." And righteous just simply means to do what's right. You know what I'm saying? Being right standing with God. And, man, I made up my mind to keep my son. And my wife looked at me. She said, because I was depressed. I was trying to get back into music and nobody was trying to mess with me. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's the thing, brothers. It's like, you know, we think we can dance close to the fire, but when you get burned, it's so hard to come back. You know what I'm saying? So to all the ministers out there, I'm going to tell you this, man. Greater than your music is your good name. Greater than any fame you will ever get is your good name, your character and your integrity, man. That is going to allow you to keep everything God will allow you to have. You know what I'm saying? That's not just for music, that's period, man. You know what I'm saying? Across the board. But so yeah, man, I was trying to get back into music. It was difficult, and my wife, she just kind of looked at me and she said, "Don't worry about it, man. By the end of the week, you'll get a studio." And you know, she was saying it just trying to encourage me. And lo and behold, man, by the end of the week, a friend of mine called me up. He said, "Yo, man, my band just broke up and I got all this equipment sitting here." Well, being who I am, he didn't have to tell me twice. By the time he blinked his eyes, I was in the house ready to collect all that equipment. And man, with no experience in mixing, no experience in recording, I just got down, sat down at the computer, ran to the microphone, clicked the button record, and flipped the channel. Madonna kissing Britney, flipped the channel, did the whole record, performed the whole record, and put it out, sent it down to Nashville to a company just to see what would happen. Dude called me back. He said, "Man, I don't normally do this, man, but I'm ready to give you a distribution deal." So the record got all over the United States. And then, you know, I've been on the, I guess, we western half, right? Yeah, we western half of the hemisphere. I just been touring up and down there, man, always wanting to get over into Europe. But look at God, man, just from simply taking a piece of equipment and clicking the buttons, here I am in the UK, just saying, "God, I'm not even worthy, but you know, it ain't me, it's your righteousness that allows me to be a vessel." So Censorship was born, man, and I really wanted to make a strong statement because where I was at the time, I had 2 records out. One of them was called the Industry Song that was on a mixtape, and the other one was a song really on the Jay-Z takeover beat that at the time him and Nas was feuding.
Yeah,
and I got a
DJ Cuts.
wow, man.
Bro, I got at home. I got one.
Brother, who are you? This dude, let me tell you something. This dude know listen, you just won so much because a lot of people don't know the history. You know what I'm saying? They don't know like now they on the internet, you know, there's cats buzzing about, you know, these diss records that are coming out. But they don't know 10 years ago we've been there, done that. And so I wanted to make a big statement because I remember I performed one of the songs at an event where a famous radio personality of the secular world was there, and he kind of took I wouldn't say a shot, but he kind of felt necessary the need to defend himself. And I just wanted to make a statement that, you know, especially in America, man, I was just telling the fellas here, just the fact that you got this radio station. We live in New York, man, hip hop capital, and we don't even got a radio station that allows us to play gospel rap, you know what I'm saying, or gospel reggae. So it just seems like everywhere you go, you got, like I said it in the song, I said gangsters get airplay, crack fiends get airplay, homosexuals, drug addicts, drag queens get airplay. This ain't no fair play. What must I do to get airplay? Oh, I know, maybe I should switch up my resume. Start rapping about how to get weeded. Puff that blunt, smoke the spliff till your eyes bleed, kid. But anyway, the whole point of that was, you know what I'm saying, going on and talking about the fact that everybody gets airplay, but the man that says Jesus Christ, all of a sudden he becomes somebody that is censored, and I know why that is, because like we were talking in the car today with Raj, you know, the more you know Christ is the more Christ highlights inside of you how much sin is inside you, and men don't like to see when they're wrong.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And so yo, pull that down right there. You know what I'm saying? Pull that down right there. Like the song said gangsters that get airplay, crack fiends get airplay, homosexuals, drug addicts, drag queens get airplay. This ain't no fair play. What must I do to get airplay? Oh, I know, maybe I should switch up my resume and start rapping about how to get weeded. Puff that blunt, smoke that spliff till your eyes bleed, kid. Or maybe I could talk about the girls I could sleep with and how Victoria no longer has a secret. Or maybe I could talk about my 11 Mac 11s, my 838s, my 10 Mac 10s. Maybe then I'll get rotations on stations because my qualifications will now be legit because I poisoned my music and took the healing out of it. But really and truly, all I gotta do is go back to my resume and take out the name that begins with J, because that's who they don't never want to play. And that was the point, man. The whole point of censorship was to say, man, you can get everything that the enemy controls the system, man. You can get everything, any type of lifestyle on the radio. But when it comes to the Lord Jesus Christ, ask yourself out there, if you're listening to me, why is the gospel always being kept from me? What is it about this gospel that the enemy don't want me to hear, that the principalities of this world fight against so hard? I'm telling you why, because that's where your deliverance lies out there. Man, I'm preaching already, man. I'm ready to go, man.
Bro,
oh, man, I'm on fire, man.
There,
Let's go, man. Yo, what's up, UK? Yo, what's up, man? Yo, play something, man.
There we go. We're going to keep it going with censorship, bro.
Yeah, let's do this, man. Yup, yes, sir.
Big joint, bro. Classic joint.
Yeah.
Always reminds me of when I was in States.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it was the same year it was released, 2004.
That's right. That's right.
Man.
That was the year in Rap Fest right down there.
Yeah.
When I first met you, man. And,
Yeah,
yeah, brother. That's right.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, man. Rap Fest, that one event, man, that we met at, people don't know a lot of careers were birthed right from the Rap Fest stage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You name it, that's where they came through.
Yeah.
You know, but
I was actually blessed that year because the amount of good MCs that were there that year. There was people like Todd Bangs, Jazz, Jay Johnson. They were all performing. R Swift with Jay Johnson. It was kind of like it was off the hook.
And all these guys are still going strong, man. So
Yeah,
you know that's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, you've been doing it for 13 years, bro. So I mean, you've earned your stripes, bro.
Oh,
I mean, when you see the industry today and you see the young bucks coming through and just kind of like, I don't know how I describe it, microwave ministry, just shooting up and
Right.
I mean, what you feel is, you know,